It is day 7 of my Foxic mk4 build, and I've done all of the last bits of manufacturing. The last things to do are to test it, properly test it, and do the aesthetic side of things. I'm not too concerned about the aesthetic side of things. They can be done like the night before it goes, which is week Friday. So the important thing was that, so I had a plan, and the robot Mark IV had to arrive by the 25th of October. That would mean that I would have enough time to fettle the body and make it all fit and get it working basically. And if it didn't arrive by that point, I was going to do all of that anyway, but in Mark III, and take Mark III to the first event it's going to, which is the Orlando Maker Faire, which is obviously in Orlando, November 10th and 11th. So that's rapidly coming up. So today I've put in the anti-tipper, which was really simple, just opening up the holes, putting the bolts in, tightening them up. I'm currently charging the batteries, which I didn't do last night because I forgot that we had Daredevil to watch. So that's now been watched. And while the batteries are charging and my tea is cooling down, I thought I'd do a video of what's left, and there's basically nothing left to do. The polishing up of the hard ox parts, which are the arm and the head and the anti-tipper, very low on the priority list. Not really much point, in fairness, but they will be done. Although I could just go get a can of chrome spray paint. That stuff looks really terrible, but I could do that. I'm not going to do that. That sucks. I might do that. Is then making sure I get all of the electronics back in. The electronics have to come out to put the batteries in, because when I did the CAD model, I put the gap in the chassis for the wiring loom in the bottom rather than the top, which means that when they're in the bottom, the chassis has only enough depth in the top half to do the batteries, not the bottom half. So the bottom half is where all the electronics are, and the top half is where the batteries go. That's a design flaw, which I will correct relatively soon. I'm otherwise really pleased with this robot. It has gone together really well. I mean, that's entirely down to preparation. So we prepared this robot, or have been preparing the design of this robot for nearly a year. Maybe not quite a year, but certainly long enough. And the conversations that I've been having with my machinist, whose details I'll put in the description, really super great dude. He's in Western Germany. His name is Willie. His contact details and website and stuff I'll put in the description, as long as he's got one. I don't actually know if he's got one. But I got in contact with him through my sponsor, which is Fox, and I'll put their stuff in the description as well. You should definitely check out their stuff because they are a sponsor. So they put me in touch with this dude through their website. Fox is it's a marketplace for CNC parts. So you put up your parts and people bid to give you a price on how much it will cost them to make your parts, and you can select who you want. And I ended up picking this dude in West Germany called Willie, and he's been fantastic. So when I've had issues with the design, there were some things that he needed me to change, so it made it easier for him to machine. Really great communication. I think the best thing about it is that I haven't just come out of this with a machinist. I've come out of this with a friend, and I've thoroughly enjoyed working with him, and I highly recommend him if you're looking for CNC work, and if you're just looking for anybody to do CNC work, get yourself on over to Fox. They've even got something for Fusion 360. So if you use Fusion 360, you can get the AutoFox add-on, and it will automatically upload it to AutoFox, and you get people to look at your stuff. So definitely do that if that's what you're into. Anyway, moving back to the robot. The robot was made by, the actual machine work was done in Germany. The drive shafts for the weapon, for the drive, the gears were modified by my brother Chris, who does Apex. He did all of those, and he did all of those in about 2 weeks, and there's a lot of shafts in this robot. There's 5 in the weapon gearbox, plus I think 20 gears. No, 20 gears in total, including the drive. But he did all the drive gears, he did all the weapon gears, he did all the dowel pins for putting the robot together. He did all of those for me, and I owe him a huge thank you for all of that, because that's a lot of work. Hardox supplied me with the material for the arm, and the bits that the motors and sides bolt to, and the anti-tipping device. So they're awesome too. They also supplied me with the metal for the cover plates in the bottom, so there's a fair bit of Hardox in it. Yeah, I think my family, my mum and dad, for supporting the whole build, in terms of my dad being an engineer, you know, gave me advice and told me what to do. My mum listened and smiled politely when I talked about it instead of talking about life. And my wonderful wife, who's put up with me waiting for this robot, and with the 8-9 days that I've been sort of padding around the garage, getting stuff ready and physically working on the robot. So thank you to all those people. But physical side of the build is done, and yeah, it's just tiny little things, bit of aesthetic work here and there. So I'm going to do a run-in video of it running around. I shall take some pictures of it with the different front ends on, and yeah, after the batteries, 2 sets of batteries have charged, that'll be it. So if you followed this all the way through, thank you. I'm going to end it with the testing videos, so I don't get all the spiel out of the way. I'm going to do more videos at some point, and I'm going to do, I don't really want to do how-to videos. Loads of people seem to do how-to videos. I want to do something a bit different, but robot related, so we'll see. Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it, and yeah, onwards and upwards, right?
Oops.